All right, welcome to another lesson video where we review some simple Gmail tools. At this point, we're going to review just one more thing, but it's kind of a subgroup of things. It's important while sending emails to know what time of day is appropriate to send your emails. Not only that, it's important to know what type of information is appropriate to send in an email while using your school email accounts. Okay, so just watch here. We're not actually going to be sending in this email. So this is just a bad example. Do not do this. Subject: why is my grade an F? All capitals, seemingly yelling. This is a very, very bad example because it shows a lack of respect for the educational process, the grading process, and even for the teacher as a human being. It's important when sending an email to never seem as though you're yelling something, okay? The tone of your voice is extremely important when sending an email electronically. I would like to assume that in person, you would never yell at a teacher, "Why is my grade an F?" Because that'd be extremely disrespectful to the school, to yourself, and to the teacher. You should never also send that information electronically like this. So, if you wrote, "Why is my grade an F?" Another bad example would be, all still yelling, "I passed in the project last week. When are you going to grade it?" Now, I've seen emails like this very, very often, and while the content itself, the idea behind the email is valid, you can always ask a teacher a question. The actual setup and the information presented, the way that it's presented, is not okay. Once again, you can't yell a subject and then also yell the body. You really should be yelling neither of them. Neither of them should be in all caps. The replacement for this should be question about my grade. That's appropriate, I would say. And then, dear Mr. DeCola, I've noticed you haven't graded the most recent work. I'm curious when that might, or when you might update the grades. I'm looking forward to seeing how I did. Now, this is appropriate. It's the same message. You're curious about the grade, and you are curious about how to ask. You're just curious what the timeline looks like. So I've asked the same question, but I've done it in a much more calm manner, and I've done it with a lot more respect towards the class, towards the school, towards your teacher, and really, when you respect others, you show that you respect yourself as well. So, question about my grade, dear Mr. D, etc., etc. I almost always include, I look forward to hearing from you in my email. And fortunately, Google, if you notice, once I started typing, Google put it as an autofill, which is very nice. All you have to do is hit tab, it fills it in, dearly, and then your name. Okay. And then, of course, click send. Again, this is an example. You don't have to send this. But something else that goes along with the tone of being appropriate with your teachers and your classmates in the school is knowing what time is appropriate to send an email. So if we look up here at the top, it's currently Wednesday at 11:50 a.m. That means it's absolutely appropriate. So if you are allowed time by whatever teacher you're working with to send an email during school, that's okay. You can always send emails before school or after school. However, after school can get kind of tricky because you don't want to be sending work or school emails at inappropriate times after school. So I would say, as a general rule, and this is definitely not necessarily a school-wide rule, but I know as a teacher, I don't like to receive emails from students past 9 p.m. And the reason for that is you should probably be getting ready to wind down and get ready to learn tomorrow. If you're sending emails past 9 p.m., you're kind of encroaching upon the teacher's personal time. So I would definitely suggest, if it's an emergency, you can send an email past 9 p.m. But generally, you want to keep your emails during work hours or definitely before 9 p.m. And that's kind of pushing it, okay? That's pretty much the basics for Gmail, how to send, receive, open, and respond to emails using Gmail while doing it appropriately, which is just as important. So good luck, and I hope that you have learned something. Have a great year.